with a new Let's Play. Geneforge 2 Infestation just released today. Woohoo! Now, I started all my Let's Plays on Spiderweb games. They're turn-based. They're kind of an old school type. They're not fancy or anything, but they are hard. There's very few of the games that I played that I actually ever ended up completing. The Queen's Wish ones I have, and I think I did one of the other of his games, but Jeff makes really tough combat games. So if you like hard combat, and this is even on normal mode. But anyway, so I am doing a Let's Play of a game that just released today. So let us get started. Now, I couldn't change the fonts, so I'm going to have some probably issues with the reading, but that's, you guys are used to that now. So, welcome to Geneforge 2. Select one of the three character types to the left. Use the text box to change your name. When you're ready, press the OK button. Shapers are skilled at magic and unmatched in their ability to create powerful creatures, and that's the whole thing with Geneforge, is you get to create creatures that become your companions, more or less. However, they are physically frail. Shapers will have to rely on their creations for protection. So basically it's kind of like a rogue, but with magic. So you can also be a guardian. Guardians are the defenders of the Shapers. They are highly skilled in melee combat and can create creatures to aid them in an assault. However, their magical skills are otherwise weak. So in this game, I believe everyone gets to make creatures. Agents travel around on the command of the Shapers and solve problems, usually violently. Their magic and weapon skills are strong, but they are not good at creating creatures. Agents tend to be harder to play. And that's usually why I always have a problem, because I always go with an agent. But not all. That's just in the Geneforge games. In the other games, you're either going to be a mage, a rogue, or a guardian. I don't remember if the Geneforge, if you have to have lock-picking skills or not. I don't know if I want to be a shaper. I think I'm going to go try as an agent. They have her name is Esther, but that's not me. I'm always Corinne. And also, agents appear to be female too, whereas guardians are male. Or guardians, I suppose, can be whatever you want them to be. I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's go ahead. So, casual for people who are new to fantasy role-playing games. Your foes will be weaker and have fewer special abilities, whereas normal is. Geneforge will start off quite easy, but become a challenge as you get close to the end. And that is the problem. That's where I always never have a hard time finishing games, because they are really, really tough at the end. And if need be, I can always change the setting, and you guys will never know if I do, right? Let's go with normal. The Shapers are the oldest, most respected, most sensitive, and most powerful of the magical sex. They have the power to create life. The Shapers can make new life forms from nothing but organic matter and pure magic. They can mold this life to serve any purpose, but if lighthouse work or major wardrobe, the Shapers rule the known world, and they guard the secrets of their powers well. To learn their techniques without permission is to court a speedy death at the hands of a guardian in the city or an agent in the night, or guardian in the day. That is why your current position is such an honor. You are a Shaper apprentice. You have earned the right to join them. They will teach you the secrets of life. However, Shaper training is long and difficult. You've spent years of exhausting study, and you have little power to show for it. To be made a full shaper, you must complete your apprenticeship. That means field work. You must go out into the world and learn how your power can control it. You have been assigned to a full agent named Sherelle. She will guide and instruct you. Your mission is simple. You are to go to an old shaper colony called Drypeak. Drypeak is a failed colony set on a rocky, desolate mountain. You are to get a status report from the 2 shapers who run it. Once this mission is complete, you can return home and gain real power. You travel with Cherie for weeks, hearing advice, running errands, getting abuse, having the pleasure of the common humans hearing you and calling you Shaper. Then you climb into the desolate mountains. You see the rubble and ruins surrounding Drypeak. After a long, exhausting climb through the cold wastes, Shanti lets you set up camp in an abandoned shop. You sleep like the dead. When you wake up the next morning, Shanti is gone. Okay. She is gone. And I have to say, this is I heard that they had a better UI, that they improved it for more modern games. Okay, and this is the way it starts. Welcome to Geneforge 2. These messages will pop up to help you learn to play the game. Your character is in the ruins of a bedroom. Select a nearby space to move to. Yeah, this is all used by a mouse. You can use your keys, but if you have a mouse, which I prefer, then that is it. Okay, so we have our rouster. Start combat. Default weapon, default attack. This is how we use our abilities. These are empty quick slots. This is the map. Okay. This is for our formation. That's the world map. Okay. This is our journal quests. And this is settings, which is that. So, we have special items. We do have special items. You can do, we have codexes too. So you can make notes in your journal here. If you need to make notes along the way, you can add notes. But you will end up with special items. Current quest is to find way to Drypeak. I suppose we already did that. We need to locate Zachary. We need to locate Brasilia. These names again, you know. Alright, so then we should have I for journal, for inventory. We have a junk bag. I can't remember how much will go into your junk bag. You open your junk bag. Useless items go here. You can sell these back in town, on ground. This is what you pick up. This is your actual package up here. I'm wearing 10 pounds. Yep, this is predicated by how much you wear. Coins, I have 100. I can equip 55 pounds and I currently have 10. So, I have chain armor. That is not what I want. So I have chain armor, but I have nothing else. No boots. I don't even think I have any weapons, because this is where my weapon would be. So the chain armor gives me 7% physical armor and 4% magic armor and 15% to stun resistance. Okay. Now I think the tab key, yes. The tab key will highlight things that you need to click on. Okay, so we have money. Okay, that's good. After playing Dragon Age, this is quite different from what I'm used to now. There is a door to the east. East is to the lower right, north is to the upper right. Oh yeah, and you can just move your mouse up and down and it will scroll you back and forth. Select the door to open them, then walk into the next room. Alright, getting items. Oh, we already did. Sleeping on a cold stone floor has not helped your... Oh, I got something. My eye is burning. Sleeping on a cold stone floor has not helped your muscles recover from the long journey. You cough some ruins dust out of your lungs and stretch out. Quickly you get up, so Agent Shantae tends to be impatient. You left your blade on the table, probably best to be able to defend yourself in this wasteland. To use these items, you'll first have to pick them up. Press the Get button pictured above, or type G, then select the blade to get it. But you know, you don't really have to do on that either. Okay, so, here's my tab. I don't see any... Okay, there it is. Okay. Now I can shift it. There we go. So this will give me, it's a dagger, weighs 4 pounds. It gives me a 6% hit bonus and 5 to 11 physical damage. And we have something to read over here. Always look for pedestals to read. Getting and using items to pick up oh, that's just what we had. That's all it was. Okay. I have to remember to use the tab key now instead of the search function from... You opened the door. Alright, some items you find, like the metal bowl on the table, will be useless. Some won't. Fortunately, if you want to get rid of something you're carrying, it's easy. To put an item in your pack on the ground, open the inventory window, grab the item by selecting it, and then select the grab area. Ah, so they did... Okay, so this is different, maybe. So everywhere you go, this is something I forgot. Everywhere you go, you really need to do, like, the G button to see if there's something there. Okay, I had forgotten about that. You do use the G button a lot for the get. Because it isn't going to highlight. So we can get... Shapers use a variety of elaborate devices to work their peculiar magic, and you can go ahead and take it. Okay, how do I get it now? Select an item to pick it up, then move it to where you want it to go. And then you move it to your junk bag. Unless you need it. That's the whole thing too. There's going to be quests asking for things, so you end up accumulating a lot of stuff. Trash. We don't need trash. During calmer moments, you sometimes pause to reflect. You sometimes reflect on the Drypeak Mountains' dire need for an effective recycling program. Yeah, we're not going to need the trash. We don't want the trash. No. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played one of these games. Okay. Oh, we got gloves. And this is a whip. Some places we need whips. And a spoon. Maybe. But we need the gloves. Alright, so that gives us physical armor and magical armor. It weighs 1 pound, so we're up to 15 pounds now. But I don't think this is the junk... I don't think this matters. I think it's what you wear. You can only remove items from your junk bag when you're in a city. Okay, so don't put anything in the junk bag. Okay. I'm pretty sure... Okay, let's just make sure. 15... Yeah, it's just what you're wearing. It's not what you're carrying. I don't want the trash. At least I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. Okay. Sometimes these, well, you can look into them. Okay, so we have a barrel over here to look into, which has money. We will take the money. Clay pot. If it's worth anything, it'll have a value on it. So then if it's got a value on it, you want to take it for sure. These don't have values on them. They just have weight, so you don't want them. Okay. You step out of the, the abandoned shop into the daylight. You get a good look at the road leading up to Drypeak Mountains. Unfortunately, this valley is as dry and barren as every inch of the miserable journey up here. Drypeak is a hugely unsuccessful Shaper settlement. The Shapers' best efforts to create plants and animals that could thrive here resulted in failure. Some of these failures escaped and spread. Thus, most of the shops and homes, like the one you spent the night in, are empty. You are but a novice in this remote land. Shantae, your instructor and overall boss, is waiting outside. She is typically impatient. Well, novice, I hope you have had a good long sleep. She places extra emphasis on the word long. Okay, there she is. This is Shantae. Shantae strides up to you. Your mentor is wearing the studded leather armor favored by agents, excellent for stealth and quick travel. A long curved blade hangs from her belt. She also wears a peculiar necklace, a series of polished fangs on a leather thong. She tends to idly finger it when deep in thought. Shantae is eager to get going. You're well rested, Corinne? A long night of leisure suits you. A long night of leisure suit you? I want to get in Drypeak soon. The sooner this job is done and we're back in civilization, the better. You are now in a conversation. To respond to a character, select one of the options below. You can also type the number by a response selected. How far are we from Drypeak? Not far, I think. Just a few more miles of abandoned buildings and sand in our eyes. This is a miserable place. It was when the Shapers first got here. They wanted to make a paradise. Their experiments failed. Everything ended up worse, and now agents have to clean up their mess. Typical. So what is our job? Shantae is amused. Our job, you say? It's my job. My job is to check on Drypeak, meet with Zachary and Brazili, and get out of here. Your job, young apprentice, is to follow me, do what I say, and try to learn something about field work. And if you could try not to do any harm, that would be great help. So what are Zachary and Brazil? So what are Zachary and Brazila? Barezi? Shapers, here and in charge, hopefully not making this gruesome mess worse. Our job is to confirm that. Come on. What should I do now? You follow me. I'll scout ahead. Okay. Follow me, she says. Oh, we got a thing here. It says, the worn writing on the sign is still legible. Ben's Alchemy. Pods, spores, and fine ingredients. It looks like Ben was very thorough when he abandoned his shop, which means he left everything behind. Okay. This is the type of game that I was playing where you explore everything. You just explore everything. If you don't, you get in trouble. And you'll also get in trouble by exploring things that you shouldn't be exploring. This dusty road leads south, back the way you came. Someday, when your mission here is completed, you can return here to leave the valley. For now, however, your training will continue in the other direction. Just a subtle reminder that I can't come this way. You're not supposed to come this way. But there's a trash pit over here. Always look for trash pits. Okay. Because you never know what you're going to find in a trash pit. And, ooh, we got crystal. This is a precious stone. Best exchange for cash. Mountain merchants value them and will gladly buy them from you. Yeah. You're always going to be looking for crystals. Alright. On we go. Back up here. One helpful feature, when you hold the tab key, you will see labels and identifying each character and button. Try it now. Yes, I already know that. We already did the tab. And I'm not sure if they have all we gotta fight. We got a bug here, not a bug, but a rat. All the other games, except for Geneforge, I think, had, well, and even the Queen's Wish ones. But the ones that started, the first ones all had like secret walls. They had little buttons on the walls. So maybe that's what they meant by buttons. The buttons will highlight if they have secret walls. I don't know. Saving and loading. Now that you have made some progress, you should save the game. Saving the game creates a snapshot of your game later. To save the game, press the settings button and select save game, or you can do the PF3 and make a quick save. Yeah, saving in this game is highly recommended. Here we go, game saved. Because you die. So, Drypeak gates to the south, Shaper lands to the north. Anything here to pick up? No, that's combat. I didn't want combat. We have a chisel. We have a hammer. Mallet. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take these because those sometimes end up in quests. Since I played this game, I kind of understand some of that. We have a door here. There's a sign we can read. The door is locked and you don't have enough living tools to get it open. You need to. Yes, you have to have living tools to get into areas. Do we want to go down here and fight this rat? That's how we get XP. Shall we try it? Okay. This is walk 2. There is a huge rat cowering at the end of this path. The beast drools with hunger. Its eyes gleam with a vague intelligence. It doesn't want it to bother you as long as you leave it alone. Giant rats didn't always exist in the wild. Then a careless shaper let one escape. Now they do. That is why shapers never ever let outsiders learn their secrets. The ability to create life comes with great responsibility. People using shaper skills in irresponsible or forbidden ways are speedily hunted down and killed. Ooh. So all I have is I have default attack. I have a firebolt. Do I? Okay. Cool. And then sometimes they leave stuff, so then you have to look to make sure. Oop, I gotta get out of combat. Anything down here I can take? Ooh, we got meat. We don't need the boards. It's gonna be okay. This is how we. This is how we heal ourselves is with meat. Alright, I don't see any buttons. Okay. You can also change the view by selecting a point on the auto map. So the road home, ruined workshop, that's where we came out of. Okay. God, this is just... Shantae raises a hand to stop you. Wait! This is a good chance for you to do something. What should I do? Shantae points at the entryway to the south. That ruin looks interesting. Go in there, investigate, see what you find. Maybe you can get some extra supplies for us. Why do we need more supplies? Don't we have enough? Why do we need more supplies? Enough? What is enough? When things get dangerous, everything you can have, that is enough. For a moment, just a moment, Shantae's supremely competent demeanor wavers. Something's bothering me about this place. Something doesn't feel right. And when things don't seem right, I gather as much supplies... I gather as much equipment as possible. Well, that's a good thing, too. Gather as much as you can. Be prepared. What if I meet something dangerous in there? Shantae laughs. Well, running is an option, as is fighting, and being devoured is, of course, one of the paths you could choose. I don't want to get devoured. So why are there so many ruins and abandoned shops? Well, when our kind tries to settle in an area, we have to create the whole ecology from scratch. We make the plants, the animals, the birds, and so on. Jigsaw everything together to make the area work. But sometimes we just can't do it. We can't make creatures and plants that live in harmony. When this happens, there's no point in staying. It is unfortunate, but that is what happened here. Now it's just a dusty, forgotten settlement. The Shaper Council only rarely remembers it. When they do, an agent is sent to check up on them. Well, I guess I really don't have a choice. I guess I'll be back in a minute. I'll look around out here a bit more. If any rats try to sneak up on you, I'll bring the might of the Shapers to bear on them. Well, thank you, but I just defeated one of them. I have a job for you, she says. To the south. I assume this is the ruin you're referring to. Wind and sand have worn this obelisk, but the writing is still clear. Healing and sleep shaping hall. West, damaged and rogue creations. East, injured humans and servals? Injured humans and servals, yeah. They have slaves in this game, I hate to tell you that. Can I go here? First. This looks like this is going somewhere where I don't want to go. So we need to get leveled up, I guess, by coming in here. You immediately recognize what this place was. A shaping hall. Though this chamber is abandoned and the essence pools in the alcoves are empty and caked, their purpose is clear. Shaper settlements are full of places like this, where your kind goes about the business of using their powers to create useful life, and if necessary, destroy it. The clay Shapers use to mold life is called essence. It is a gooey, partially alive substance, warm, liquid, and charged with magic. Shapers like you have the ability to hold essence within your body. This can be used to make life and power spells later. If these vats were full, they could recharge the supply of essence within you. Perhaps there is an intact store of the stuff farther in. I hope so, because that's how we heal ourselves. That is how we heal ourselves. We have any buttons. Which way do we want to go? You want to go this way? Oh, we got a barrel here. Bones. As they are, this was once. As you are now, this was once. As this is new, soon you will be. Okay. We don't want the bones. We don't want the bones. Oh, there's a door there. Oh, we got a codex. Notes on combat. Each round, your character gets a base of 8 action points. If you have any action points left, you can do any action. Doing things consumes action points, and when you are out, your turn ends. Moving and doing actions uses them up. Moving a space costs 1 point. Using an item costs 5 action points, and attacking or using an ability costs 9. Wow. 5 action points just to use something? When you are next to a foe, you can only move 1 space for the rest of your turn. When you are next to a foe, you can only move 1 space for the rest of your turn. To end your turn early, select the space your character is in or press the space bar. The order in which characters act in combat is determined by their speed. The more agility and quick action skill a character has, the faster it will act. Armor and weapons are heavy. Heavy equipment reduces your number of action points. Increase your strength to increase what you can equip without penalty. Okay. And it saved it. The game saved. Thank you, game. This is an operating room. Wounded humans and creations were brought here for maintenance. Humans considered maintenance. A trained shaper can use magic and raw essence to rebuild damaged bodies. Happily, there is an intact healing pool in the back corner of the room. Pools like this are semi-living creatures, shaped to cure beings who stand nearby. If you are wounded, stand near such a pool to heal yourself. There is a hole in the roof that enables sunlight to shine through. This light helps keep the pool fed and alive. However, without added nutrients, it will eventually dry up and die. Okay, am I injured? I am injured a little bit, aren't I? What did we get here? Oh, we got bandages. We want bandages. We don't need the bones. But we do have a dresser over here, which has a healing pod. Oh. This gourd contains specially formulated essence goo. Eating it has a beneficial effect. Fortunately, it keeps for a long time. Pods help only the user. Use spores to help your entire group. Value 15, weight light, charges 1. It heals 20 to 60. Okay, we're going to take that. We also have a bedroll. I'm going to take that because sometimes we have... Okay. Yep, I just healed up. Cool. Nice. Already went in there. Okay, this is a storeroom. Most of the equipment here is useless to an adventurer like you. However, you are happy to see a living tool on the table. Ooh, yeah. A living tool is exactly what it sounds like. It's a tentacled creature attuned to the wishes of whoever is holding it. You can direct the long, dexterous tentacles of the little fellow, using it to unlock locked doors and manipulate machinery. You should get the living tool. Later, when you find a locked door or a piece of misbehaving machinery, you will be given the option to use one or more tools on it. Unfortunately, using a living tool tends to kill it. The higher your mechanics skills is, the fewer living tools you will need to do any particular job. Yeah, so you do need to have. Alright, so this is the living tool. We need that. We need the skills. We'll probably need a lamp. Do we need a horn? I just feel like you need to take everything at this point in time. If you don't need it, and this was something I did do in some of the Geneforge games that I did before. If you put stuff down on the ground, it will be there when you get back to it later. So I did do that. If you get too much stuff in your pack, but you know you're going to need a request down the road, pick a spot to go to, and then you can keep it there. This is where they... Okay. See, a lot of people don't like these kind of games because they're boring to them. But to me, this is what I like. Okay, so this is... I don't need a mop, but I do need a shield. And we probably need more gloves because we don't know how many people we're going to have. Alright, so now I have a shield. I'm carrying 23 pounds of 55. And we have a... Oh yes, I remember these limbs. The gruesome remains of some poor creation. Well, to be technically correct, a portion of the gruesome remains of some poor creation. And then we get more bones. No, we don't need those. There's always going to be lots of these around. Okay, we got another we need buttons on the walls. Okay, we got a chest. This is a shaper chamber. Here, shapers can use their secret knowledge to take raw essence and work it into living things, strong and usually obedient. Happily, there is an intact essence pool in the back corner. When you are low on essence, standing near such a pool will restore your reserves. Later, you will use essence to make curations or cast spells. When you cast enough spells, you will need to return to a pool like this one to recharge. However, when you make a curation, the essence you spend will be tied up, keeping the creature alive. Essence spent making a creature won't come back until the curation dies, or you will reabsorb it. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so this is the essence pool back here. Making creations, that's all that was. To survive in the Drypeak Mountains, you will probably need to make creations to fight for you, especially if you were playing a shaper. You already know how to create a small fire-breathing lizard. Yeah, that is one of the first things you always learn to make. To make a Pyra, you will need at least one level of fire-shaping skill. Happily, you start with this. Each creation has a minimum shaping skill needed to make it. To make a creation, press the plus button in your roster. You will then spend some of your essence to make your servant and improve its skills. The more essence you spend on one Pyra's skills, the less you will have left to create more of them. You can create up to 7 servants. When you spend essence to make a creation, you can't get it back until the creature dies or you reabsorb it. So I am supposed to make a creation. Okay. And we have another heal comb, shackles, tongs, hourglass. Oh, I am out of... Okay, so... Yeah, this is... You don't have much room in your pack. Okay, I know I need... Do I need all this stuff? Okay. I know where it's at. If it has a dollar amount to it, keep it. These have dollar amounts to them. We need that. We need the shield. We know where this is at if we need to. We need the lantern. I'm not sure if we need the bedroll, scalpel. We need the living tool. Skills. Bandages, we need that. The hammer. The mallet. You just get carried away with collecting stuff in this game. I can tell you that, you do. Metal pot. Did that have a value to it? No, it did not. This does. Okay. And this is where you also start trying to keep your inventory together. This is all your healing stuff. Federal I don't need. My armor stuff down here. They are the same. They are. Okay. Living tool up here. We will need lanterns. That I do know. Okay, see, it all landed on the ground here. Okay, anything here I can click on? Alright, so let's make a fire roll. So it's a fire creation. Level 3. So a Pyra is a small, fierce lizard creature. It has sharp teeth and large glands in its throat. Give it the ability to spit globules of flaming saliva. Pyros have an excellent mix of melee and missile ability, and they do. And you can upgrade them, but you have to have enough. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and... Alright, so now we have one, and now we can... Levels and stats. Fire Essence, 10 to 16. Essence and Creatures. Creations. Control level is weak. Endurance is 2. Active ability is Fire Breath. Levels and stats. Strength upgrade. Gives the creation 1 more level and 2 more points of strength. Increases melee damage by 5% per point. But I think it takes some of my... to do that? I think. Poor. Okay, so control level is poor. If I increase this, then it becomes... It's weak, now it becomes poor. No, I guess it means I shouldn't do that. Gives a creature 1 more level and 2 more points of magical skill. I don't really want to do that. I don't remember how any of this... Okay, so we have... And it used up my essence, which I cannot get back unless I absorb or kill. Now he's going to wander with me. He or she. Let's save. So to the south, I assume the ruins must be down here then. You are surrounded by gruesome fungal flora. Bobulous trees and woody spikes stick out of the dirt at strange angles. This is the work of shapers trying to make trees that can grow in this dead soil. The experiment was not a success. This is living flora, true, but it is thorny and useless. A breeze carries the scent of the plants to you. They also smell like rot. Lovely. Okay. Well, what's up here? You realize that once again you are not alone. There is a Fora in the clearing ahead, watching you. A Fora is a creation. It is a creature invented and improved by your people for use as a scout or an attack dog. Since it is a creation, it should be naturally inclined to obey you. However, this creature does not seem obedient at all. It is not hostile either. It is just staring. It is an eerie feeling being watched by a creation in this way. Creations have always obeyed you mindlessly before. Drypeak was supposed to be a quiet, mostly abandoned settlement. Why is a rogue wandering around? Strange and dangerous. Ah, there you are up there. You find a small camp. There is a dirty, torn tent. There are faint, fresh tracks around it, some human and some reptilian. You find no sign of who lives here. However, you feel like you are being watched. Okay. What was that? It's just a blanket. So there's meat in here. Take the dried meat. Oh, it's a lost one. Is that what it says? Lost? Is it going to attack me? It's going grrr, grrr. Okay, we got a chest up here. We got thorns. Oh, yes, these are part of your weapons. Shapers grow different types of thorns on specially bred bushes. They are loaded into batons and fired at enemies. If you try to fire an unloaded baton, you will automatically reload it with thorns in your inventory. Yes, I remember those. Who is that? Is that Shantae? Okay, so what is she wandering around up here for if Shantae stops you? The late morning sun has caused her to break out into a sweat, and she seems very slightly unnerved. I've been scouting ahead. This is not right. There are rogues in this area. I think I may need to give you some combat training earlier than I planned, and some advice as well. Oh, I did. So that was the rune. Yeah, I searched the rune to the south. You described what you saw, Shantae Estoppel. Less in there than I hoped. Still, I hope it was instructive. Well, it was, and we found some healing pools, so... Well, I am ready for training. One of the first things you learned in your training was how to focus, so that you could be taught things very quickly, with almost no need for repeating. Yet, you've been taught very little. The Shapers are very slow to teach initiates their secrets. That is why it is a pleasant surprise that Shantae is teaching you an actual skill. Listen carefully. This is something you should know. Shantae teaches you a spell called Daze. It sends forth shining motes of essence which perplex foes, temporarily keeping them from acting. If you are outnumbered, use the spell to stall access enemies while you deal with the others. Okay, so thank you for the Daze spell. I like Daze. What did you find ahead of us? More ruins, more dead trees, and rogues, I think. I caught the stink of them. Go north, and you will be near them. You will find a building just before the rogues may inside. I left some books for you. They will explain magic for you. You may find them useful. There are also healing and essence pools. Those will be very useful. Well, I found some though too down in this ruin to the south. So what advice do you have for me? You are an agent like me, an honorable and brave path to follow. We rely on our blades, and more importantly, our magic. You will live or die based on your spells. The firebolt spell will, I suspect, be very valuable to you very soon. In the next section, you will learn how to cast spells. Great. There's more I would like to know? Oh, me too, my princess. This is not the time or place to talk. We will have the chance for leisure when we reach Drypeak. I promise I will have many questions for them. And then what should I do now? You will follow me. If there are rogues, and I think there are, we will need to kill them. It's our responsibility. The ones I miss, you will slay. Why don't I stay with you? Maybe you'll need the help. Alright, lead on. I'll kill what I can. There are rogues blocking the way ahead. Maybe we should turn around and go home. But didn't she just tell me to follow her? So why am I saying, why don't I stay with you? Because I am staying with her. Alright, lead on. I'll kill what I can. Sante nods. That's the right spirit. Remember, our kind are the masters of our creations. We must never let them resist us. Never allow them to throw off our control. If they do, They must be erased, otherwise all will be chaos. She checks to make sure her blade is ready, then she turns and leaves to the north. Well, where's her creation? I just thought about that. He doesn't have a creation either. Well, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close down this episode. So if you're enjoying, click like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying this new Let's Play. I hope you give Spiderweb games a try because they are very different, not easy. At the beginning, they always are. So thanks for watching. Sahara out.